My name is Luis Fonan, and I am both a computer science professor at Carnegie Mellon University and also an entrepreneur. Currently, I am the CEO of a company that I started called Duolingo. Duolingo is a free language learning site. It's also an iPhone app and an Android app, so basically it's a system to learn languages totally free. So the languages we're covering are Spanish, German, English, French, Italian, and Portuguese. And the way it works is that whenever somebody shows up to the website, I have these lessons that feel like a game. You have points. Whenever you do something wrong, you lose a life, and you only have 3 lives. And if you lose them all, you have to start over. Once you finish the lesson, we tell you, hey, would you like to practice what you just learned with a real-world document? And then if you say yes, you would help to translate using what you just learned. So that would be the idea. And this document may come from somewhere in the web. It may be like a news piece or like a Wikipedia page. One of the hardest things about learning a language is keeping yourself motivated. You have a social component where you can essentially compete with your friends. You can follow your friends, and whenever you're following a friend of yours, if they pass you in points, you get an email. It's terribly motivating. Every time I get one of those emails, I go on the website and use it a little bit. We're out here trying to figure out what's the best way to teach you a language. When we started working on this project, none of us were language learning experts. Should we teach adjectives before plurals in Spanish or the other way around? Now that we have so many users, we're just measuring what actually is better. So we measure, for the next 50,000 people that sign up, for half of them, we teach them plurals before adjectives and the other adjectives before plurals or something like that. And then we measure which ones learn better. And we have done an amazing job just improving learning outcome through this. It turns out already, after all these improvements, if they use Duolingo for 34 hours, they can learn the equivalent of 1 semester of college. The idea from Duolingo kind of came from a lot of places, but I think it started, well, I would say 3 years or so ago, when I was working with my PhD student, Severin Hacker. We wanted to do something related to education. A lot of people say that education is an equalizer, but we always thought it as a huge divider. We decided to concentrate on language education. There are about 1.2 billion people learning a language in the world. The majority of them, about 800 million of them, are learning English, and they are of low socioeconomic status. But at the same time, all the ways that are there to learn a language require you to have quite a bit of money. Okay, so we wanted to do something to give people a way to learn a language, but totally free. And the best way to learn a language, totally free. But if we're going to do that, there's got to be a way to fund the project, because if you're going to make the best way to learn a language, it requires a lot of money to make it. The idea was to fund it by getting people to do translations. If your stuff is copyrighted, we charge you to translate it, and you have to upload it. If your stuff is not copyrighted, we don't charge you. We're reusing the mental energy that you're spending on something to do something else. In this case, we're reusing the mental energy spent learning a language to do translation. So in our case, why Pittsburgh? I think the main thing that is needed to build this company has been good engineers. I mean, we also need many other things, but we get very good ones from CMU. And it's our peers, other companies that started around the same time as we did, kind of internet companies that either located in New York or Silicon Valley, they have a really hard time hiring engineers, whereas we haven't. So that's actually been good.